What is up, everybody? So if you saw the last video, you know by now that the parents of the alleged Michigan high school shooter have been located, arrested, and taken into custody. They were found early Saturday morning in a Detroit basement. Now, a lot of people are asking why the parents were being sought after, why they were being charged. A lot of people mentioned other school shootings and why those parents weren't charged. Well, CNN ran an article exactly about this topic, and I'm going to go over it here with you. It is linked in the description below if you would like to go have a read for yourself. The headline reads, "What legal analysts say about charges against parents in Michigan school shooting." The article states, the parents of the suspect in a shooting at Oxford High School in Michigan that left 4 students dead this week are facing involuntary manslaughter charges in those deaths. Legal experts are quick to point out that such charges are far from the normal, when it is in fact James and Jennifer Crumbley's 15-year-old son, Ethan, who is accused of pulling the trigger and killing 4 of his fellow high school students. It's 15 years old, guys. 15 years old. And this kid has thrown his life away. It is absolutely heartbreaking. I could not imagine being in any of these people's shoes. Being in that 15-year-old that did this, being in the shoes of the families of the 4 people that were killed. This whole thing is absolutely tragic. The article goes on to state, it's exceptionally unusual. That is a quote from the Deputy Director of Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Violence and Research. "We rarely hold people accountable for giving someone a gun who shouldn't have one. But maybe they should. Maybe they should start holding those people accountable." But it's also the couple's behavior that appears to have led to the charges as well. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald on Friday laid out a timeline of chilling events in the days leading up to the shooting. From James Crumbley purchasing the 9mm gun, it's a semi-automatic pistol, just days before it was allegedly used in the shooting, and Jennifer Crumbley posting on social media it was a Christmas present to Ethan. The day of the shooting, a teacher noticed a disturbing drawing Ethan had made, including a drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointed at the words, "The thoughts won't help me," and a drawing of a bullet with blood everywhere written above it. I'm sorry, guys, this is so hard. I cover a lot of stuff with these true crime videos. This is really hard to read. I apologize. An investigation found the gun was stored in an unlocked drawer in the parents' bedroom. The prosecutor is quoted as stating, "They didn't even disclose it at the moment or to check to see if their son had the weapon or go right home and look to see where the weapon was. We know that because right after the public being notified about an active shooter, Dad drives to his house, and it was for one reason, to look for that weapon. And he finds it missing and then makes a 911 call and says the gun is missing, and I think my son is the shooter." She also states that the terrorism charge in Michigan requires an act against a community, not a government. "We also need to respect the hundreds of students that were in the school that day, running for their lives out of the building, hiding under desks, in bathroom stalls, and sending messages. I've had an opportunity to look at some of those messages those kids were sending their parents, and I can't even imagine what that must have been like. I have absolutely no words. I could not imagine. That would be the hardest thing imaginable. I don't know anything that would be more difficult. Receiving a text that your teenager is saying, "I love you so much, I think I'm going to be killed." What charge addresses that? And the answer is the terrorism charge. "I think it's appropriate," the prosecutor added. A legal analyst for CNN stated, "These are extraordinary charges. We know that prosecutors have been reluctant to charge parents in these school shooting cases, even though in some cases, like the Crumbley cases today, parents seem to have some responsibility. The defense attorneys will have to show These parents acted responsibly. There are no safe gun storage laws in Michigan. The prosecutor said, "We are not legally required to store your weapon in a safe manner." I've been to Michigan. I've been to a lot of I'm in Canada, but I've been to the United States a lot. I travel there a lot. I overall absolutely love the country. Every place I've been has been extraordinary. The people have been kind. But I've been to Michigan, and I had no idea what the gun laws were in Michigan when I was there. Now, that wouldn't have stopped me from going, but I had absolutely no idea. I know everything is like different state to state in the United States, but Michigan was the one place. I went to events at like Joe Louis Arena. I went to an event in Grand Rapids, a few other places as well. The amount of guns you see or hear people talk about in Michigan was unlike any other place I have been in the United States. That was just my experience. I've been to New York, Maine, Arizona, Vegas, California, up and down the West Coast and East Coast of the United States many, many times. And my one time in Michigan was when I completely realized I was in a different world. It was so different when it came to that stuff. There's another quote in the article. "Quite frankly, I don't think that the prosecution is going to have a strong case with them regarding any of the gun possession laws in and of themselves, at least not against the parents." Another quote, "It was good to see officials in Michigan deciding to hold the parents accountable. We should be doing it every time someone uses a gun, especially in cases where the perpetrator is someone who can't legally buy a gun on their own." That's a very valid point. That's what's going on now. There's a little bit more there in the article. Go give it a read. I tell you, out of everything I've talked about on this channel, crime-wise, true crime-wise, this is going to be easily the most difficult thing I've discussed. I don't know what needs to be done to stop it. Gun enthusiasts will say that it's not a gun problem. People that don't like guns will say that it's a gun problem. But I don't know how people can't not agree that a 15-year-old being given a gun and being able to take it to school and shoot 4 children is acceptable under any circumstances whatsoever. I don't believe that gun enthusiasts think that is okay. There's got to be a way to stop that from happening. But that's what's going on right now. I hope everyone out there is having a great day. I hope everyone out there is safe and sound with their families, their loved ones. And give someone a hug today. Give a loved one a hug. I hope you're having a good day. I'll see you again soon.